In the sacred texts of the Abrahamic faiths, certain figures stand as timeless bridges between heaven and earth. One such figure is known as Idris in the Quran, Enoch in the Torah and the Old Testament, and Enoch in the New Testament. Though his name varies, his story echoes across these scriptures, a man of wisdom, righteousness, and divine favor. Today, we journey through his life as narrated in these holy books, uncovering lessons that transcend time. Particularly fascinating because it appears at a critical juncture in early human history, following Adam and preceding Noah. While the biblical account is remarkably brief, the Quranic narrative and later traditions provide additional dimensions to this enigmatic figure. What emerges is a portrait of a man who transcended his era through wisdom, piety, and divine favor, a man who walked so closely with God that he was taken directly into divine presence without experiencing death. As we explore his story across these sacred texts, we'll discover how each tradition preserves essential truths about this prophet while emphasizing different aspects of his character and mission. This comparative study not only reveals the shared spiritual heritage of these faiths, but also offers timeless lessons for contemporary seekers of truth. In the Torah, Old Testament, the book of Genesis provides our first encounter with Enoch in chapter 5, verses 21-24. Here we learn that Enoch was the seventh generation from Adam through the line of Seth, born to Jared and father of Methuselah. The text states that Enoch lived 65 years and fathered Methuselah, after which he walked with God for 300 years, having other sons and daughters. What makes Enoch extraordinary is his departure. Enoch walked with God, then he was no more, because God took him. This enigmatic statement has sparked theological discussion for millennia. The Hebrew text suggests a divine rapture rather than ordinary death, setting Enoch apart even from other righteous figures. In the New Testament, the book of Hebrews 11:5 reinforces this unique status. By faith, Enoch was taken from this life, so that he did not experience death. He could not be found, because God had taken him. For before he was taken, he was commended as one who pleased God. The Epistle of Jude 1:14-15 attributes a prophecy to Enoch. Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied about them. See, the Lord is coming with thousands upon thousands of his Holy One, and to convict all of them of all the ungodly acts they have committed in their ungodliness, and of all the defiant words ungodly sinners have spoken against him. In the Quran, Surah Maryam 19:56-57 states and mention in the book, "Indeed, he was a man of truth and a prophet, and we raised him to a high station." Surah Al-Anbiya 21:85 includes him among the patient and righteous, and Ishmael and Idris and Dul-Kifl all were of the patient, and we admitted them into our mercy. Indeed, they were of the righteous. The Torah emphasizes Enoch's unique relationship with God, walked with God, and his extraordinary departure. The New Testament highlights his faith and prophetic role. The Quran focuses on his truthfulness, prophethood, and elevated status. Islamic tradition elaborates that Idris was the first to write with the pen, studied astronomy, and lived in Egypt, where he preached monotheism. Some accounts suggest he was taken to heaven, like Elijah, reinforcing the parallel with the biblical narrative. Jewish tradition in works like the Book of Enoch, part of the Pseudepigrapha, portrays him as a visionary who received divine secrets. This extensive apocalyptic work, while not canonical in most traditions, influenced later interpretations of Enoch's significance. The biblical account doesn't detail contemporary responses to Enoch, but we can infer from the broader context. Genesis 6 describes increasing wickedness leading to the flood, suggesting Enoch's righteousness stood in stark contrast to his era. Islamic narratives depict Idris facing challenges similar to other prophets, calling people from idolatry to monotheism, facing resistance while persevering in his mission. Some traditions suggest he migrated with followers to escape persecution, establishing a community of believers. The Epistle of Jude's reference to Enoch's prophecy implies he warned his generation of coming judgment, positioning him as a prophetic voice against prevailing corruption. 4. The mission of prophethood. Enoch/Idris served multiple crucial roles. Moral exemplar. In a deteriorating world, he modeled righteous living and intimate connection with the divine. Bearer of divine knowledge. Traditions credit him with preserving and transmitting spiritual and practical wisdom. Prophetic witness. His life and mysterious departure testified to God's power and care for the righteous. Bridge between eras, connecting Adam's immediate descendants with Noah's generation. He maintained the thread of monotheism. The consistent testimony across traditions is his extraordinary honor taken by God without tasting death. This unique destiny makes him a symbol of divine approval and the believer's ultimate hope. The subsequent flood narrative suggests the consequences of rejecting the prophetic warnings embodied by figures like Enoch/Idris. The possibility of righteousness, even in corrupt environments, individuals can maintain spiritual integrity. The value of knowledge. His association with wisdom reminds us of learning as worship. Divine recognition. God honors those who honor him, often in unexpected ways. Interfaith connections. His shared presence in these traditions highlights their common ground. Idris/Enoch's story invites us to walk with God in our generation. However dark the age, his light reminds us that faithfulness never goes unseen. May we pursue his virtues of knowledge, truth, and devotion. If this exploration inspired you, please subscribe to Timeless Characters, and share your reflections below. Which aspect of Idris/Enoch's story speaks most to you today?